One of the principles of lean is around economies of scale versus economies of time, and it can be confusing because the words don't exactly make sense to everyone. So can you go into some detail on what the two are and what is lean?
Well, that's a great question, and so let's go back to the waste that as the kind of the 7 or 8 wastes that we know of. Overproduction is considered the grandfather of waste because overproduction, as defined by building more than you need, or ordering more than you need, or building earlier than you need, or ordering earlier than you need.
And that need is the customer demand, the order.
Well, from a lean point of view, it should be based on customer consumption, but where organizations create waste is when they're building or buying stuff that they don't need at that particular time because they're focused on things other than customer consumption. They're focused on economies of scale inside a manufacturing facility. They're focused on filling a container up to reduce transportation costs. So by focusing on things other than customer consumption, inadvertently you will buy stuff in quantities you don't need, you'll build stuff in quantities you don't need, or you'll do those things earlier than you need. And once you've built or bought stuff that you don't need, then what do you have to do? You've got to store it, you've got to transport it, you've got to count it, you have to obsolete it, you have to buy software to manage it, and so forth. So that's why overproduction is considered the worst waste of all, because it in fact creates the environment where you have all of the other waste.
And it probably affects that first-time quality that you were talking about earlier too, if it's being touched multiple times and moved around.
No question. The more times things are handled, the more times they're going to get damaged and so forth. But I think what's really important though is relative to lean fundamentals is to not make people feel that this is just about manufacturing, because it's not. More and more and more organizations who are embracing lean and operational excellence are not manufacturing companies, right? We're in healthcare, we're in retail, we're in services, financial services. And so we don't want people to think, oh, well, that's a manufacturing concept. The waste of overproduction is not a manufacturing concept, even though it sounds like one. It's a concept about doing things in larger quantities than we need, or doing things earlier than we need. It's about our propensity for batch thinking, and that gets to economies of scale. A lean thinker by nature does not immediately go to economies of scale. We actually go to economies of time. And that gets to the essence of flow, one-piece flow and speed. Because we believe that if we can be flowing material and information and focusing on speed in the supply chain, that then we will eliminate waste. And so our wiring as lean professionals is not economies of scale, but rather economies of time, where we're focused on speed as opposed to big batches of work or information flow.